Just what a cool thing it was that he had made this list. Like, how many people actually do something like that?
5 years later, Laura Carney completed her dad's bucket list.
I just collapsed in my husband's arms and hugged him. It was like, I'm done.
Talk with the president, correspond with the Pope, swim the width of a river are some of the 54 seemingly impossible tasks she set out to complete on behalf of her father, Mick Carney, who was killed by a distracted driver in 2003. He was 54 years old.
When I first started this project at that time, I thought the main reason I needed to do this was for the purpose of awareness, that I was bringing awareness to how my father died. And I didn't realize that I actually had something inside of me that needed to heal, that there was grief that I hadn't really dealt with.
Laura and her brother found her dad's bucket list with several of 60 items already checked off, 13 years after his death, around the time of her wedding.
It was just the best possible wedding gift I could have ever asked for, really. And it just, I feel like I'm a totally different person than I was 5 years ago, honestly.
She set out on a mission to complete it by when he wanted to in 2020. But the pandemic caused a short delay, as one might expect. The bucket list took her all over the world. But the irony of all of it is that she finished the last task in her own home.
The last item I did was have 5 songs recorded, and my dad was a singer. So it seemed really appropriate that ended up being the last one.
Scariest item number?
Scariest? Drive a Corvette, for sure. I had a panic attack.
Tell me more about that, because driving a Corvette was the one that you didn't want to do because of your father.
It ended up being about 20 minutes from where he died, like that intersection. And I was very worried that I was going to somehow drive through it. I suddenly became very overwhelmed once I realized where I was. And, that really, I think, was post-traumatic stress.
Favorite bucket list item?
Favorite? I think I have to say grow a watermelon.
The entire experience was eye-opening.
I think I'm just much more centered in who I am as a person, and I understand myself better, because a lot of these list items, like skydiving or surfing or, swimming the river, or one of them was go sailing by myself. It just required that I face these fears that I had of, just my own mortality. And once I actually did them, I realized a lot of the fears I was carrying were sort of just based on misconceptions about things.
Laura wrote a book about her journey. My Father's List will be published in July. I'm Leigh Scheps for Inside Edition Digital.